Welcome back to Planes, Trains, and Boats Online. We are in Kalamazoo, I do believe. This is Kalamazoo. And that's in Michigan on Interstate 94. We're going eastbound. And we're in a bit of a weather. The roads are on the slicky side. It looks nice, but it is a little on the slicky side. I was going pretty good speed, past a couple of snow plows. As soon as I passed them, I lost traction in the back drives of the truck, and it slipped out from underneath me. It was happened enough that I was able to wake up and realize how slippery it was out there, and I slowed right down. Now, like I said on the last video, if you've seen the last video, if you run into something like that, if your vehicle is slipping on ice, you're losing traction on your vehicle, doesn't matter which vehicle you have, take your foot off the throttle, off the gas pedal. Take your foot off the gas pedal, then you're not having any power going to your drives, and you'll have a little bit more control over your vehicle. Do not hit your brakes. If you hit your brakes, then you just slide anywhere and everywhere. Just take your foot off the throttle, off the gas, and you'll have a little bit more chances of making it out of it than you would if you hit your brakes. I don't know if you've ever been to a skid course. I've never been to a skid course, but my skid course is about the last 25 years. I've seen things out here and being in situations where you realize if you don't hit your brakes and you don't hit your gas or whatever to get out of situations like this, where you start to slip, slide. Like I said, your best bet is take your foot off the throttle, off the gas, and you can steer a little bit better. Oh, and another thing, when you are driving on ice and you see this, you see the left lane here, they're doing it right, because yes, you see snow and you go, I don't know if I want to go on that. If this lane here that I'm on right now, or sorry, that we are on right now, if this was nothing but a sheet of ice, I'll be over there in that snow area. And the reason for it is because you still have better grip in the snow than you do on ice. And it makes sense when you start thinking about it, right? So I've done that where I was in Ohio one day. It was on a trip. I was driving down, and it was ice and then snow and then ice on top of it. It was a sheet of ice. It was horrible. There was accidents left, right, center. Well, I was doing about this speed while everybody else was doing 30 kilometers slower than me, and I was able to do this kind of speed because I was on the snow. And everybody was telling me, get off that, it's slippery, what are you doing? And I told them, I said, there's a lot more, I get a lot more traction over here than I do where you are. Like, people were getting off the highway, trying to get on an on-ramp to get to a truck stop or whatever, get off the highway, or an off-ramp. And, of course, it's a bit of a hill, and they have to hit the brakes because there's a stop sign ahead. So there's a guy up there or a girl up there that's sitting at the stop sign, and they've hit their brakes and they're on an angle and they can't get going again because their tires are just spinning because you're on a sheet of ice. You're heavy, you're on a sheet of ice. So the next person gets behind you and the same thing. They can't go either. And then they start to slide, and then when they start to slide, they start to turn sideways and whatnot, and then so on and so forth, and that becomes, and I've seen that where there's so many people, they're all stuck on the ramp trying to get off the highway on a hill, and they're stuck. They're trying to get off the highway because of how slick the highway is, and they got stuck trying to get off the highway. gotta get off the highway, because you're not gonna make it. Get on the snow, you got a lot better traction doing on the snow than you are on your ice. There's a little bit of a tip. I'm not the kind of person that would claim to know it all. I'm not one of those people that knows everything about everything. My father's always said, when you think you know everything about everything, especially driving truck, that's the time that you get off the highway. You get out of the truck and get off the highway, because then you think you know everything, and then you're starting to screw up and everything else. It's gone to your head. I've been out here 25 years. My father's been out here doing trucking. Maybe not out in the States, but he has been driving truck now for 50 years. I can guarantee you he doesn't like his job, but that's all he knows. For 50 years he's been driving, and you know what? He still learns new things every day. Because when you stop learning new things every day, that's the time you get off the highway. So I claim not to know everything. When I do know something, I'll let you know. If I'm the kind of person, if I do not know, I will let you know that too. I'll say, I don't know. If you ask me a question and I don't know it, I'm not going to make up a thing. I'll just let you know, hey, I don't know. Hey, well, let me. If you know something more than I do, or you know this question or whatever, then let me know, because then I'll know that you know it, and and then we both would know. And if you're out here as a truck driver and you're driving down the road and you're either new or you're not new or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you need help, ask. If you don't know what if you don't know the answer, ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. If the person that you're asking doesn't know, hopefully they won't tell you a lie to make them look like they know. Hopefully they'll let you know. Like I said, I've been out here 25 years, or this year will be 25 years. And I still help out people when I can. If I can help you out, I'll help you out. One time I had a driver pretty much run over the front end of my truck. I was parked in a parking lot, I was sleeping in a truck stop, I was sleeping. And the guy that was beside me didn't even bother getting out of his truck to do a circle check to make sure his truck was fine. And if he had done that, he would have saw me right beside him. I'm sitting with a black truck, lots of chrome on it, and obviously you would have been able to see it. But nonetheless, he pulls forward and he starts to turn his truck right off the bat. And right from the landing gears of the truck, of the trailer, the landing gears of the trailer, right there, those landing gears, from there all the way to his trailer wheels, he was running my hood over on my truck. And I got him to stop. Well, he had no choice. He was stuck on my trailer. He was stuck. Sorry, he was stuck under on my truck. He was stuck there. He was more upset than I was. He was more upset than I was. I just looked at it as that, well, it's already done and over with. What am I going to do? Am I going to get all angry and like, is that going to help anything? If I get all angry, is that going to actually help the situation? So he wasn't that, like he hadn't driven a truck that long. And he kept on saying, oh my God, I'm going to be fired, I'm going to be fired, that's it, I'm done driving truck, whatever. And I said to him, it's just, accidents happen. An accident happened. And he goes, why are you being so nice? And I said, would you like a coffee? And he said, sure. We went to the truck stop and it was closed.
Well, driver, so what I've seen so far today, I think we're in the wrong
back out from underneath my trailer, underneath my hood. He couldn't figure out how to do it. But anyways, he got out from underneath the hood. And my mirror was all screwed up, my hood was all screwed up. There was a lot of things screwed up. So, but he just didn't understand why I was so nice. And once again, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get all upset over that? Like, you have every right to be, but will that change anything? It may make you feel better, sure, but will it physically change anything that has happened? It's not going to magically move the vehicle and fix the repairs on the vehicle, is it? Nope. So a little bit of kindness goes a long way. So I could have been angry with him. I even told him that. I said, I could be angry. I said, would you rather me yell at you and tell you how much of an idiot you are and all that stuff? And he said, no. I said, there you go. Just like when someone's calling you and it's, I don't know, it's someone asking for money that, like a bill collector. You know, they're not the one that did whatever it did, whatever happened. And most of the times it's your fault that this happened. Or if your service on your phone or service on your cable or whatever has ever happened, it's not the people that are on the phone, it wasn't them that did it. Something may have happened, but it wasn't them that physically screwed something up. They're just the poor sap that had to answer the phone or call you. And you can get all angry about them and everything else because you're frustrated, you're angry and all that, but all that does is turn that person that's answered the phone or whatever, giving them a bad day. That's all you've done. It's a bad day. Would you like it if someone phoned you up or you phoned someone else up and you were trying to do your job and someone started reaming you out because they're not happy? And because they're not happy, they're going to make you sure that you're not happy? You know how many people probably go home and say they hate their job because of that? Whenever I talk to someone on the phone, and I know it's not their fault per se or whatever, I'm just happy, I'm just angry with the service or whatever, I talk to them like I'm talking to you right now. I'm just talking like this. I'm not angry. I try to make them laugh. I do what I can because they're just doing their job. And you usually can get things worked out a lot easier if you're talking to them like this instead of screaming at them. Because I can tell you, if I was answering that phone and I had someone yelling at me, then I would not be a happy camper. I'll be going home and I'll be drinking myself to death. Maybe not to death, but I sure would be looking for a new job because I don't know if I'd be able to handle this kind of thing. It takes a lot to handle things like this. Anyways, enough of that. I apologize. So we got cars all over the place. There's a car right there. He's been there for a while. Car back there while we were talking. Sorry, while I was talking and you were listening. Or you turned it off by now. I don't know. love seat or your lazy boy calls out your pickup truck, that you'd realize or see that or hear it, right? How many times you driving down the highway and you see furniture on the side of the road? I don't know. If I was driving down the right highway and I was driving and I was moving, my eyes would be glued on those mirrors looking to make sure that nothing is coming off the back of the pickup truck. And not to mention I would have everything tied down. Because if you don't have anything tied down in the pickup truck, then and you lose something, you can actually get charged for that. And it's called what is it? Oh my God! Now I've just had a brain fart. It's called unsecured load. You have to have, if you're driving down the road in a pickup truck like the one that we have in front of us, and let's say he's got a couch or a bed or whatever, anything, he's got to have a strap over. He has to have something that is holding that thing in. Because if you're not, then it can fly out and it can seriously hurt someone. I have a friend of mine that it kind of happened, well, not kind of, it happened that way. The bed, it flew out of the pickup truck and hit the windshield of the transport truck. And it really seriously hurt her. You know, anyways. The guy, like, even in transport, in the trailers, like these van trailers, all our loads have a load bar on it or a strap on it, or flatbeds, they have their loads are all strapped down or chained down or whatever. Their loads are not, they're all secured. They're not unsecured. Would you feel safe if you're driving by a flatbed and the load of, I don't know, steel coil is not strapped down and it's just sitting there rocking? Would you feel safe to drive by them with your family in the vehicle? I surely would. So, anyways, we're not that far from Interstate 69 in Michigan. Oh, there you go. See that pickup truck that just went in our lane? And then he put his four-ways on? That was his way of saying thank you very much for doing that. That's what big trucks do for each other. So this guy he's either a truck driver, or he knows someone that's a truck driver, or he has respect, and that's pretty cool. And now the sun is coming up, but thank God the sun is not as bright as it would normally be. So here's an idea. Here's something that I had to ask on a different channel, on Truck Spotting Great Lakes. Now, we have another channel called Truck Spotting Great Lakes. You should check that out too. If you like something like this, then you would like that. I asked them, I said, why is it that every single truck out here, transport truck that is, out here, all have sun visors, but each sun visor in every single one of these trucks are absolutely useless in the trucks? And why do you ask? Because they're not big enough. They're not big enough to cover the sun in these huge windshields. They're not big enough. So why do transport trucks have windshield visors? What they should do is that someone should come up with an invention that will have a windshield wiper, a windshield visor that would actually work. May fold down maybe a couple times off the top, fold down, and it would actually do what it's designed to do. Because I've been doing this for 25 years. Well, 25 years this year. This October will be 25 years. And in that time, I have not driven a truck yet that has big enough windshield visors in them that will block the sun. You know, these trucks have been out here doing this for very long years. Generation. You know, if you go to truck spotting Great Lakes, we went to a museum and they've had trucks, well, since, you know, even horse and buggy, you know, like they had people moving stuff back then. And when they started building transport trucks or motorized vehicles as a transport truck to move things, they still do not have visors, sun visors that are big enough to block the sun. Why is that? So come up with something like that, something that would work like that. Anyways, hearing me chatting away, and well, hope you like and subscribe to this channel, and hope you check out everything else that we got in this channel, all the boats, the planes, the trains, and transport trucks, and things like that. If you already like and subscribe to